the mind and its setting. Now, who sets the mind? Because it's a mindset, right? And how the mind is set in the way you think, in the way you imagine, the way you see things every day. Like, for example, you wake up, some of you, and the moment you just get out of bed, you pick up your phone, either under the pillow or on a table just next to your bed, or you rush to the living room. You realize all of a sudden it's become like a habit. Every single day you wake up, you hold your phone. Another one wakes up and prays fast. Another one wakes up. So who tunes that mind to be set in that kind of way? Yourself, right? So we are beginning by understanding that then you're the power. You're the power now. So Sam is not the power. No. Faith is not the power. No. Coach Edwin is not the power. No. Joy is not the power. No. I'll be unfair. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just tell us your names, so that I don't now start describing you by Alkane myself. They call you best friend, but we didn't hear.
Mariam.
So it's not Sam, it's not... she's now done. Okay. Mariam, that is going to empower Tadeo, right? Now we understand that the power begins with you. Because the mindset is us and how we tune it. And then we're talking about navigating growth and a fixed mindset. Now, a growth mindset is a mindset that looks, you look at your personality and it says, you are not social. And say, I talk to my neighbors. I don't understand. I try. You know, in this world, it's not also good to be all over people. You try to find all ways of defending what seemingly comes off as not nice in people's ears. But they say if you're hardworking, you say, you just slump yourself. And tells you you're beautiful, and then you're like, yes, I'm beautiful. And then someone, your dress, and they're like, doesn't know how much I bought it. So anytime something comes in almost what looks like a reverse setting, you try to defend it. And every time you're at that stage, it means you've not fully embraced yourself. So the growth mindset is a mindset that says, I'll be honest, my personality and myself are the most impatient human beings. I'm a melancholy, extremely impatient, very impatient. But I got to know that, and so I had to work towards becoming patient, because I knew I dealt with people, and I deal with people. If it's 10, I would know it's 10. Then along the way now I started understanding that people will come up at 1. So now I also found myself now starting to appear at 10, 30, and 11. Now at times I get there and someone is saying, you've changed, you're not. But at times I'm trying to adjust to. Because if I get there at 10 and you're not there, by 10:30 I will leave. But I just discovered my impatience might not help me grow. So I have to learn to navigate with other people, because I don't live on an island. I also come from a personality that if I leave this here, keep it here. I don't want to find it here. Neither should it be like here. No, should you do it like this? No, I left it here. On a good day, I might just see the distance here. So if you come and say, you do say, and then you say, I'll come and know someone touched it. But then I realized there's a lot of energy that I lose in trying to not accept that another person sees this as very organized. So I have to learn that when I find it, I left it here, I find it here, I don't ask who put it here. No, I simply get it, and put it back. So 2, 3, 4, 5 times, the person will always wonder, but I leave it here and I find it here again. So next time they also try and leave it a bit here. And I'll still come and put it here, as long as it's mine. If it's theirs, I'll also try to understand how they want. Why am I telling you this? It helps you. And let me tell you this. One of the greatest strengths is knowing your weaknesses. One of your greatest strengths, if not the greatest strength, is knowing your weaknesses. Because everyone who wants to pull you down never uses your strength. They use your weaknesses. And when they find you not in check with your weaknesses, then they pull you down very much easily. The fixed mindset I'm talking about is the one that says, as you've dealt with people who say, that's who I am, take me or. That's a dangerous mindset. I know we say it. You're relating with people and you say, but you know me, I'm always late. By now, we're not going to watch together. That if you say 11 and I appear at 1, please don't fuss about it. You know I'll always come. What are you trying to say? You're trying to tell the world that please adjust according to me. But the world does not adjust according to you. You adjust according to the world. We are not brought into the world to receive. No. We are brought into the world to give. So many of us have fixed mindsets. But our growth is the ability to understand those fixed mindsets that we have and then adjust to the world. I was having a conversation with someone and I said, let's assume Jesus didn't resurrect. Your name should have an answer. Let's assume Jesus didn't resurrect. What do you think would have happened?
No forgiveness of sin.
No forgiveness of sins? Just assume. Just don't even understand like what would have happened. It crosses our mind. Just imagine Jesus Christ didn't resurrect. That's also a response. That's also a response. Daphne, just imagine Jesus Christ not chose, but didn't resurrect.
I think we wouldn't be, there wouldn't be happiness, peace.
God gave his only begotten Son, right? So that whosoever believes in him will do what? Shall not perish. Therefore, if Jesus Christ had not been given to us, and so in his resurrection, all of us would have certainly perished. Why am I saying that? In Jesus Christ, we were given. In his death, our sin is buried. In his resurrection, we are new. We are righteous. So I keep on telling people that never say, even these prayers, I grew up knowing that we pray and say, I'm a sinner, but forgive me where I've wronged. No, we are not sinners. And never attempt to call yourself a sinner. It's what you're talking into, cultivating mindset. You're not a sinner. None of you is a sinner. You'll never be a sinner. You'll never become a sinner. Because he died for our sins. And so they were buried. And in his resurrection, because we are living after his... I know it's getting confusing. Is this guy becoming a preacher now? We are living after his resurrection. Meaning we are living a world of no sin. Our normal human being nature, we run short of glory. But we are not sinners. Okay, that sounds hard. If you told yourself, I'm silly, what do you become? If you told yourself I'm a sinner, what do you become? That's what I was simply saying, in a nutshell. So every time you have a fixed mindset and say, that's who I am, it means you're not willing to change. You're not willing to adapt. And I can tell you, the world gets harder for you. Because the world does not adapt for you. No, you adapt for the world. We are given to the world. And then the last one we're going to talk about is economic realities. Many of us, when we talk about economic, I know we think about money, right? We think about money. The economy, always we think about money. But who's the money? Who's the money? I know Mariam loves money, so in her head she's just thinking. Perfect. Who just said that? Mariam. Let's clap for her. We are the money. We are the money. The paper notes we touch, right? They have Bank of Uganda. It's not your money. You touch it, it goes through your hands, goes to another person. You had money in the morning, many of us. By now, many of us have already spent, right? We've spent on something. So what we woke up with, do we have it? We're even looking for something more now. So do you know the money you had in the morning when you let it out, who has it now? Are you sure it will come back? You only have yourself. And only you can make the money. So you're the economy. You're the economy. You're the economy of yourself. And so when we talk about businesses and the businesses we've been describing here that we do, our side hustles, our full-time hustles, there are people who are telling me they're side hustles and I could realize these are actually their full-time hustles in the next few years. And also their main hustle will become a side hustle or a next hustle. So you are the economy to yourself, because whatever business you're going to grow, if you listen to all the best entrepreneurs there can be, most of the businesses are credited to the founders of the businesses. Their strength most times is the strength of the business. Let me make it clear. Running a business, let me say, this is a business. Are you aware? This is not a person. This is a what? And this is a product of the business. Now, this is not Adelle anymore. No, this is a brand. This is a brand. Now, can this brand offer these products if the brand doesn't have it or have them? Now, at times when you don't have these products within ourselves, but we want to sell these products, then we don't break through in the market. And then we start saying the economy is hard. There's no money. Customers ain't coming. Our business isn't growing. Because most of us, until we identify and have our identity as a brand, then it's hard to know what product you'll sell. Even if you're selling sweets, do you think everyone runs, chakara business? You know the chakara business? These retail shops that have literally everything in them. You've seen supermarkets, right? You've seen shops like a confectioneries that will only sell cake or bread or what. You've seen, we talked about clothes. Why don't they probably now sell clothes, sell phones, sell shops, sell property, sell land, sell phones, sell projectors, sell cameras, sell water? The reason we can't be a chakara is because in clothes, we never see it that way. Most of the time we're selling to trade and make money. But it's very important to sell where your passion lies. I've told myself I can't do business of trading of goods because that's not my. But I can do business in the sale of services. And in the sale of services, I'm also very specific. I can't do fumigation. Right? I can't do financial literacy. I'm bad with money. I'm bad with money. I also go to coaches. I have 2 people who handle my money. I can't trust myself with money. So I cannot be the best person to talk about financial literacy. Much as someone will hear, coach, we have different coaches in here. The coach can't. The coach of soccer is not the coach of hockey. A person can be called a coach. If they coach soccer, can they coach hockey? Can they coach cricket? Can they coach netball? So being a coach does not entirely mean that you can coach every sport. You must find your own sport. And so as we navigate these economic realities, I'm saying discover your sport. Discover your passion. We'll figure them out. Because now we are trying to pick a couple of, and for me it's a basis. The rest is going to be very easy. So what are the 3 things I'm trying to say here? 1, that as we look into our conversation, 1, we need to understand our purpose. We need to understand ourselves. And when we understand our purpose and ourselves, then it helps us to be able to navigate through the world that makes then these realities, the realities easy. The economic realities here, the key word here is realities. That every day I need money. I need rent, I need to dress up, I need to eat, and those define the economy. Now, the economy is not what defines the realities. The realities will define your economy. Your realities will come out of what you're navigating. What you're navigating will be the foundation, or will be the seed of what your mindset is, and what your mindset is purely the purpose. It gets more confusing based on some faces. Okay, is it possible to sell what you don't have? Is it possible to sell what you don't know? You can only sell what you know and what you have. Now let's get into the serious conversation, because this was now trying to put the conversation. 1, if we want to have an empowered mindset to help us navigate through the economic realities, hard or not hard, we must accept and acknowledge. We must accept and acknowledge. And that's why I say this part is going to be easy. What I was talking through all along about our personalities and why we shared them at the beginning is to accept ourselves. But you can't accept a self that you don't know. So our assignment, we are starting a journey today. Remember I said we are a foundation today, right? A foundation of this very first conversation. And the conversation, let me tell you why some things will look a little awkward, is a foundation cannot be seen. Even a person passing by your plot and you're putting a foundation, they can't see it. Some of the things I'm talking about here, you will not see them, you will not feel them, you will not understand them. I could actually sound one of the most awkward persons you've met, but 5 years down the road, 6 years down the road, 2 months down the road, as you start putting your walls up, you'll start understanding the foundation that we were discussing today. Invest in a foundation. Those who have built, you know very well that a foundation, you can throw there 100 bags of cement and no one sees anything. Have you realized that? Have you seen these malls when they're under construction? They can dig even like 7 feet down and they pour concrete and there's a lot of huge investment there. But you'll never see it. Actually, if you're passing, the only thing you can see is mabati, the fencing. And then you just get to know the building is doing what? And then they'll be there for some time. But when the building starts to get up, It's only the money that can limit its being fast, as long as the foundation has been set and laid. And the foundation must be strong. You can't hurry the foundation. And when they have hurried the foundation, we've seen buildings go down. So here we're talking about the foundation. I'm asking us, let's be patient with our foundations, because we are human beings that at our age, all of us are 18 and above here. We are rushing with life. We want to start things today and they must work tomorrow. We want to start a business now and it must grow the next day. You think by next year you must sell 1 million people ghee. It can't happen. No, it's a reality of growth. You must become a fetus. You must get born. You must become an infant. She deals in schools. You cannot get your children to become adults. They can't. You must accept they become infants and go through that stage. You must accept to go through adolescence and your puberty. If any one of you missed it here, it's coming. It's coming to hit you harder. And those are things we call fixations. And the more you navigate through these in a very organic way, it makes your adult life easier. The foundation, guys, is hard. And many people don't want to listen into it because it's intangible. It's not seen. You can't brag about a foundation. You know, you can brag how you got your aluminium from the UK, you imported tiles from Turkey, your curtains. I've had people brag about all these things. I've never had someone brag about the foundation, because when you start bragging about it, you're just going to see it. We can brag about our cars of 200, 300 million. We never brag about foundations. Who sees them? And yet today, I'm simply saying you must brag about your foundation with yourself. Leave the rest of the world. Now be the world to yourself. And so one of the things you're going to painfully accept is to acknowledge and accept that you're starting to build at whatever stage. It's not going to grow instantly. It's going to take a little bit of patience. It's going to take a lot of commitment. It's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take you a lot of understanding the people you need around yourself. And I'll come to that. And I hope you still have your people after this meeting. But I also hope you lose some people after this meeting. If we finish these conversations by 1 and you go back and your people are still the same, there's a problem. You must lose some and bring in some. And not that it's a constant. No, even as we grow, we keep putting in some and losing some. So acknowledge and accept that when you're navigating through times, and the realities of times is to acknowledge and accept. COVID came, all you needed was to acknowledge and accept. Those who didn't acknowledge and accept it came. It's haunting them now. What are some of the acknowledging and accepting? That the job was done. And you had to find a job in yourself. Those who were baking cakes and were taking it as a joke, they started baking seriously. 1 million confectionery shops mushroomed. Those who were saying you can't send me for things understood that now they must allow to be sent. And a lot of courier services, e-deliveries started. Those who started to say, I must have an office, I must have a room and sit and tell people it's plot this, kololo what, accepted that now home can be an office. Those who said, I sell things, you'll come to my shop, even tell you it's shop number this, come, get up, slope down. They accepted now they must put things in the car and take them where you are. Every day you must accept and acknowledge that life is going on. If you don't, then you'll stay where you are. And it will be harder for you to navigate through these times. 2, you must cultivate a positive mindset. Some of my conversations are going to be a little tough and rough, but let's take them very well. If you have ever had a failed relationship, your friends must not be those of failed relationships. There's no positive mindset in there. One says, my man is a goat. Mine is worse. It's a cow. Another says, mine is a hen. My girlfriend is an idiot. Oh, at least for you it's an idiot. Mine is an empty head. And in saying those things, you think you're now doing what? Supporting and getting to accept each other, and then you will now move and say, and you first tell yourself, like, I'm not alone. I thought I had a cow, someone else had a goat, another one has a sheep. So I think we are many dealing with these animals. So now the next conversation starts on how to have an animal farm and how to navigate cows and sheep. And so the other one comes and tells you, you know me, I'm handling my sheep like this. And then you go and get how they handle the sheep, and you want to handle it with your what? With your hen. And then 2 days later you come back, but you say the theory you gave me is not working on my side. There can't be good conversations in there. No. If it's a failed relationship, we befriend those who are in good relationships and who affirm their good relationships. Relationships will have ups and downs. The downs don't mean they are bad. No. It's navigation. It's just navigation. And accepting that, look, this person I'm dealing with, or I'm living with, or I'm choosing to stay with, I was not born with them. But even when you're born with people, you people have fights with your brothers, with your sisters, with even your mothers and fathers who bore you. You still have fights with them. You even have fights with yourself. Like you wake up and you're in conflict with yourself. I did a degree in sales, but now I realize I should be an HR. But I got a job in a bank as a teller. Now you're in conflict with your own self and what you've been going through in life. So conflict is not a problem. No. It's about managing that conflict when it arises. And then get to know yourself much better. Now, the positive mindset you need. There was a personality of, which one was it that was saying it will work? Let's do it now. Trust me, it will work out. We all need to go with, trust me, it will work out. Trust me, it will work out. A positive mindset is very key. I've gone into farming before. And every time you tell someone, I'm going to do passion fruits, and say, Sam, what you've gone into, please, be careful. A friend of mine had 10 acres of passion fruits. A virus hit the whole farm. What don't you think of going into a supermarket? Another one comes and says, you are a what you are is not doing to us. So what I'm saying is that for every business you want to get into, there are people who are going to talk about it. And the highest talkers will be the ones trying to hold you back. Those are the loud voices. You need a positive mindset. And someone says, don't go into hens. Someone says, hens, you can wake up and all the 1,000 birds are dead. Is that what you want to go into? Is that why you want to put your hard-earned money after 10 years? Someone say, watch it, Zimba, your rentals. The hand of rentals come and say to you, go. Do you know you can build that thing and no one comes to stay in it? And that's why I said you must understand yourself much better, that when everyone tells you it can't work, you're only telling yourself it will work. And we began with saying, who's the greatest foundation? Yourself. Who is the power? Yourself. The whole world is saying it can't work. You must say it will work. And you navigate your own path. Navigate your own path. It will work. You can only mold how it will work along the way. If the people were wrong at the beginning, you now try to change people and bring in, but you stay on course. You stay on course in a positive mindset. 3, you must take action. We come into conversations like this and we talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And some people keep nodding heads. And even when they go out and they say, hey, I was somewhere and the man talked. Some people even go, you just spoke into myself. They even come after and they say, you were just talking about me. That was just me. And then it ends there. It's like having seeds and then we never put them in the soil. And only get these seeds and put them into the cupboard. And we pack them very properly so that they don't get aeration and go bad. And then we keep telling ourselves, why are things not growing? Why are things not growing? You must seed. We are here to seed. Whatever you do, you must seed in it. You must take action. And as you take action, you must accept that the weeds will come. And the weeds shouldn't stop you. The viruses are there. Some natural, others are even being manufactured. The viruses will be there. There will be need to prune. There will be need to prune. Prune your friends, even prune your own self. But you must take actions. But the actions must be directed in the right path of your journey of growth. And as you navigate all that, you must realize that you need to seek support. That's number 4. Seek support, guys. If you want to go far, go with others. But if you want to go fast, just go alone. You need to seek support, guys. Whatever we want and intend to do, we're not the first people doing it. People have done it. We're only getting innovative on how we want it to be done based on our way of navigation of path. Are you the first person to sell ghee? Are you the first person to sell bushera? Are you the first person to have a preschool or kindergarten? Are you the first person to sell clothes? Are you the first person to start a coaching consultant? You're not the first. You're not going to be the last. There are people who have been there. They've failed and hit themselves hard down. And if you go to them, they'll tell you that ahead are sharp turns. They won't tell you don't go, but they'll tell you go slow. When you don't consult and seek support system, you think because you are driving a UBQ and it's very new, the speed must stay high. And you enter into the corners and you crash your whole UBQ, your whole new idea, your whole new business. And do you know what you blame? You blame the car. You don't blame your foot. You don't blame yourself for having not sought support. That's why some of us, our personalities, how was it done in the past? How many were we? What? How was it done in the past? I asked myself, how was it done in the past? You want to venture into a business, you're not the first. Go seek support. How was it done in the past? You want to put up a hotel. How was it done in the past? Those who have built hotels, how have they navigated? Because you're not navigating a reality that is only for you. No. People have been doing what you're doing. And there are others who are going to come and do what you're doing. So along the way, all of us are going to be mentors. All of us must mentor. And this is an assignment I'm giving all of us. I know this is not my program. But all of us who are in this room, you must mentor someone in something. That's the only time you can grow. There are certain values like commitment, sacrifice, that you can only learn when you choose to mentor other people. Don't be the kind of person who seeks to be mentored all the time. We talk about destiny helpers in the Bible. You must also become a destiny helper. Whether it's a young girl that you want to inspire, whether it's a young boy that you want to inspire, pick up someone and mentor them. If people don't come to you, reach out to someone and ask to mentor them. Because there are people who fear to ask to be, but find yourself in the space of accepting that you're greatly modeled and you also want to model someone into something. And if you're not yet sure of what model thing you've become, then you can't model someone. So what I'm asking is that go find your modelness. What good thing are you into? Look, friends, even if it's time management, mentor your staff into being great time managers. People have failed deals and jobs and gates opening and doors opening because of time. So don't think big things, no. Small little set of values. Along the way, you'll get to understand the life skills one wants to survive in this world. And some of the things like respect are just as important as they can be. Friends, embrace change. Embrace change. What I've been talking about here has been literally embracing change. Embrace change. Accept change. Be willing to love change. Fall in love with change all over and over again. When we got into this kind of work we're doing, we're used to presentations. I discovered along the way presentations deny you a rapport with your people. So I do presentations in organizations, but I try to refuse them and do conversations. So now I have a time to look into your faces, but if I was a presentation, my mind would be strictly in there. Guys, there are times when we had to have laptops, but now I'm holding my phone and doing things on my phone. This is my full-time job. Because as long as I have internet, I can even wake up at 2 inside my bed, work on a document, build a concept, by 5, sleep again. That's accepting change. You must accept change. Organizations have accepted change. They downsized. If they had 100 people, now they're how many? Probably 10 or 15. And they have understood that it's working remotely. Whoever knew of something working remotely before COVID? And someone says, no, for these 2 days I'll be working remotely. What at times meaning I'll be home. I'll not come to office. We have adapted to change. You must accept change. Just the goals. Set realistic goals. Set realistic goals. Set realistic goals. Realistic goals are things you can achieve. You know that the smart things. If you want to win, if you just want 10 million, handle 10K. Just accept to handle 10K. And get comfortable with 10K. Then grow to 20K. And then go to 50K. Go to 100K. Set things that are more realistic. I know we dream, which is fantastic. But I can't be riding a motorcycle and I say, my next car is going to be a V8. Yes, you can actually buy it. The challenge is not in buying it. The challenge is in maintaining it. All of you can now go and enter a showroom and buy a car you dream. The challenge is maintaining it. If I was riding my motorcycle that I put 10K and go to Mbarara, then now I want a V8. You put 100K, you don't live Entebbe. You go do service, they tell you 5 million. Say, me, I would have my 20K and do my service of my small car. You want to change tires, they tell you 400K, you change all the tires. Here, 400K doesn't buy even one tire. Dreams are good, but you must stay realistic and allowed to grow into dreams. We don't fly into dreams. We grow into dreams. So set realistic goals. Realistic goals are simple that if you want to have 1,000 children, first learn how to handle 10. Because when you handle 10, every child out of the 10 will recommend 2, 2, 2, 3, 3. And before you know it, the 100 will get the number. The 300 will get the number. Set realistic goals. if there is somewhere you're going and they have told you from here to Njinja is 2 hours, don't say I want to be there in 30 minutes. You will crash. Think nange nachembura mukatono. Kanchikolechi? Kanchiteke. Don't get married of ninachembura mukanchinonye mgundi. Don't start a business of ninachenonya. No. Ninachengaba. There is what I am giving. There is what I am offering. That's when you'll easily grow. Practice self-care. Practice self-care, guys. Practice self-care. Love yourself. Love yourself. On a weekend like this, when you're living here, you are mothers, banange, take yourself out cold. Don't say, Ate, I want to eat this, but my child, apana. I can tell you, mothers and fathers who have done that in old age, bakolima, it is kolima in Uganda. I mean in English. They curse. Those are the parents you go to and you find a parent is ever saying, you know, I never own a good shirt because you had to go to school. Those are the fruits of what we are talking about now, lack of self-care. Many parents, and we can't blame them, they never wore a good shirt so that you can go to school. They never ate good food so that you can have what to wear. It's dangerous in old age. It seems beautiful at that stage. It's dangerous in old age. Do you know we have parents who even when you wear a nice dress, they say, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have this dress. You buy a new car and your parent is asking you, how comes you didn't tell me? You didn't come for a blessing. Ate how? I'm navigating my own path. How do you want? I am only obligated to notify you that mommy or daddy, I bought a new car. And all I want is you say, I'm happy for you. You buy a new shoe and your parent says, me, I'm still here. Still the same old shoe. You're busy buying new shoes. Why is that happening? They are seeing that all they could have enjoyed, they invested it in you. So you must not enjoy until they enjoy. So that's what I'm trying to say. Enjoy. The children will grow. You're hungry. Faith, I'm not against your business. You're hungry. And you have 1 million. You're going to clear fees. And you die of hunger. Then the child must stay in school. Remove 100K. Eat it. Deposit 900K. You'll take the balance later. You're looking for a gym. And you're looking for a most cheaper gym in your neighborhood. I want to start working out. And then you tell your friends, which one do you think is a cheaper gym around? No. Walk into Serena. Let them tell you over 50K, over 100K. Pay it that day and work out that day. Then the next day, go find your cheaper gym again. But that day when you've worked out in Serena, you will have met brains that you look up to. And the best beautiful thing is when these brains see you in the gym working out, when they meet you the next day, they'll smile because you've entered into their software. They see you and say, why do I see this chick? First of all, the person knows, Tawera downtown, Mnachuvu. Talia Mere, Mnakasero Mkatari. Tawera Wise. At least Achimanyi Tijavera, it's always around Serena. If it's not Serena, it's workshop. So automatically they know you've met around and then they smile at you. Don't be where the border guys are the ones that direct which gym. No. Take good care of yourself. You want to buy a dress. You're looking for the cheapest shop. Who are the expensive shops meant for? It's okay. You buy a cheaper shoe. In a year, you buy 4 pairs. Yet you can buy 1 pair for 1 year and it still looks legit. Don't you have those things you've realized that you've bought them severally in 1 year? And yet there was an opportunity, there was something that was being sold the same amount of what you spent in 1 year. But then at times you want variety. It takes good care of yourself. Work out. Take good care of yourself. Take good care of yourself. Take good care of you. Like when you tell yourself, I'm 90, I want to become 30 kgs, and you realize actually you're getting there. There's nothing as good as in taking care of yourself. Go to the good salon. Let one be very expensive, then the other four can be somehow. So that if you're called in a certain meeting, there are perfumes you must wear for certain people. The perfume for Lumbe must not be the perfume for going to break up. How you smell can actually fail you a deal. Do you know that? But these are things we're never told. You enter and the perfume, the person sitting next to you says, Sija moa mulimo. And they tell it to themselves and it is done. Even if you tell yourself what? There are people who refuse to hug us just because of that. And as I finish, learn from your experiences. There's nothing good. Everything we've gone through is for a purpose and a reason. Everything we've gone through is for a purpose and for a reason. I was reading, a friend had their birthday on Friday. Today's Saturday, on Thursday. So I don't know whether they were intending it or they were just typing on their status. They were busy happening, posting parties being hosted, and one of the statuses caught my attention. And she wrote, "Dear ex, thank you for chucking me. I wouldn't have found better love." So I could tell that probably she's in a new relationship and happy. At times we hold ourselves into our past. Something bad happened and you use it as a reference to your what? To your life. And you hold yourself to grow because of your past. Whatever happens, if it's an ex, buy them a gift once in a while. Deliver and say thank you. Thank you for being the bad person you became. Because you're able to learn something good out of it. What I'm trying to say is don't look at people in their object sense. Look at the experiences and lessons you learn out of people. If I give you money and you don't pay me, I've learned a trick. When a person asks me for money the first time, I give it to them and I never ask for it. If they ask you, now I wait. I don't even go back to ask for it. I sent you 100K. Have you forgotten? Even when I'm broke, I die in my movie. I don't ask for that money. Why? Because when you ask for it, at times they say, oh, I'm sorry, I had forgotten. Then the next day, this time they're taking 100K. Next day they come for 200K. They navigate. And at times they reach a level of 1 million and that's where they get lost. So now if I give you, remind yourself. Now let it happen that you need more money next time. That's when I remind you and say, you know the money I gave you in Jan, you've never done what? Paid it. And by the basis of that, I cannot give you more money. And it saves me peace. But I also give what I think won't get me cursing every day. Give money that is easy for you to let go. Don't have 100K on you, and because it's your best friend, you give all the what? The 100K. Relationships might die. First look at it. If your best friend has always been paying, then you can give. But if it's 100K, and then release it. So if they don't pay back, you don't start cursing that your life is stuck because of people. Learn from all the experiences that the world has brought to you. I know so many people who ask this question, if you were to rewind 7 years ago, what could you have done better today? I keep on telling myself, there is nothing I could have done then than now. Because whatever I went through has taught me to be a better person today. I wear a lot of scars, human scars. There are things I've done in life and I look back and say, but was this me? How stupid was I? But then I discover that they helped me become a better person. And I'm telling you this because many of us are held back from growth because of the things we went through. And at times we fear because the world knows you because of those scars that are in your past. The greatest strength is you to see those scars, pick lessons out of them, learn to be better as a person. If I know I was bad at something, I learned what made me bad and how I can be better with it, and you get growing. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from your experiences. Accept all your mistakes with a good heart. Whether they look like long-term mistakes, and many of them are often relationships, because they are relationships we enter into and they are committal. They look like long-term relationships. Get into them. Ask yourself, why did I commit to this journey the time I committed to this journey? If you realize that the foundation as to why you committed was wrong, please seek more guidance and knowledge on how to navigate through. Because irrespective of how long you stay in there, if the foundation is not strong, if the foundation is not clear, if the foundation is not purpose-driven, the building will certainly go down. But most importantly, know God. Know God. Know your Savior. Know your religious angle. We are made in God's image. We are made in Allah's image. And that's what we believe in. The Bible alone. How many of you have Bibles here? Not here as in have Bibles in your life. How many have Bibles? Okay. How many know where they are now? Okay. How many touch them today? Touch them every day. The Bible literally encompasses all spheres of life. It's the only book that I've come across that we talk about the spirit, that we talk about money, that we talk about anything you've ever come across. Even if you have bad dreams and you go and consult the Bible about dreams, it will give you an answer. Even if you talk about bad relationships and you consult the Bible about bad relationships, it has answers and experiences. Even if you talk about traitors, the Bible has answers. We love reading these books, the Maxwell books and all those. Many of those are fixed in one what? Angle line. The Bible has. I can comfortably tell you that in life, you dare separate yourself from understanding your Christian journey, a lot of things won't be figured out. Why? Because God is love. God is wisdom. God is knowledge. God is patience. God is every seed that we look for. And I'm not trying to say sleep in church. No. Don't misquote me. I'm not trying to say become staunch Christians who sleep there. I'm not trying to say speak in tongues and beat your walls. Because every time you tell people find a stronger grip in God, they think you're asking them about to go in a church or sleep there or stay there. No, I'm only saying learn about your relationship with your God. It's your relationship with your God, not your pastor, not anyone, but your relationship with your Go live, go love, go laugh. Thank you.